Hey, it's Diggy. I've got another Toby story for you this week. This is the story of Toby's first fight. It happened just yesterday. He came out of school, big smile on his face. I'm like, hey, you all right? He's like, yeah. He said, I had a fight today. I'm like, okay, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. It was great. I'm like, what do you mean it was great? He's like, it was brilliant. I beat up 2 year sixes. I'm like, oh. So I'm stood around now looking, waiting for the teachers to come over to say, can we just have a quick word? Nothing. No one's looking at me. Teacher smiles at me. I'm like, okay, right. So, all right, let's go then. So I starts walking away, pulls out my phone, and I opens up the Class Dojo app, which is the app they use to communicate with you, thinking I've probably got a message in there that I've just not noticed, because I'm used to this from when my daughter was at the same school, because she was getting into fights with people all the time. Not all the time, but often, fairly often. I'll tell you about some of them in the future. I was like, okay, right, fine. So we get in the car, and I said, so what happened? He said, well, I was, we were on the field, and there's this lad in year 6, and he told me his name, and he said, he's not nice. He's always taking things from us. He always does it. And I recognised the lad's name because when my daughter went to the same school, she had trouble with him as well. Apparently, he's he's not a bully, but he doesn't respect boundaries. Like, if you're playing with something, he wants it. And he's just like, I don't even know if I'd say a naughty child. He's just you know what, honestly, he's just a bit of a dick. It's just that kind of thing, right? And so he said, yeah, so this lad and his friend, we were playing with the tyres. The tyres are, the tyres that they can play with. They can sort of stack them, and the idea is they use them to run in the air and things like that. So he said we were playing with them anyway. He came over and took them off us because he wanted to play with them. And my friend, and he said his friend's name, he said it's his best friend. He said he went over and said, no, you're not having them. We're already playing with them. And he kicked him in the back of the legs and knocked him on the floor. And then he jumped on him and started punching him. I'm like, oh, is he all right? And he said, yeah, well, I jumped on his back and I pulled him over. I pulled him down to the floor and pulled him by his neck down to the floor. And I started punching him. And I'm like, oh, so you were proper like pounding this guy? And he's like, yeah, I was punching him. I didn't go for his face because I didn't want to leave any marks on his face. So I was punching him in the back and the shoulders. And I'm like, oh, okay. He said, and then his friend came over and he kicked me in the back. And I'm like, oh, right. And he said, so anyway, I turned around and I grabbed hold of him and I pulled him down to the floor as well and started punching him. And then the first lad stood up and kicked me in the chest. I'm like, oh. So he said, so then I went back after him, and he said, and then by the time I'd finished, they were both on the floor and they were saying, stop, stop, stop. I'm like, oh, right, okay. Like, did you plan any of this? And he's like, no. He said, they were just attacking us, so I went for them. I'm like, oh, okay. Thinking, this is not like him in terms of like, if somebody says boo to him, he cries. And I'm like, right. And he's like, big smile on his face, dead happy with himself. And I'm like, right, okay. He said, yeah. So yeah, I beat up 2 year sixes. I'm like, brilliant. And then he just, biggest smile, he went, everyone's been calling me legend all day. And I went, oh, wow. Okay. Good on you then, legend. He went, yeah. And Hagrid. Hagrid? He's like, yeah. I was like, why Hagrid? He went, because Hagrid's tough, like me. I'm like, oh, God. And it's all he talked about then for the next half an hour about what had happened. And I was like, right, okay. I was like, I've got to do some expectations managing again here, haven't I? I was like, right, just remember, though, they are year sixes. They are bigger than you. He's a year 5, so not that much bigger than him, but they are bigger than him. So if they are bigger than you, don't, like, I said, don't go around thinking you're 10 men now. I said, it's good that you stood up for your friend, but don't start starting fights with people because you think you're going to win them all the time. Remember, you got them unawares, and you did the right thing. You protected your friend, and then you got out of there. That's okay. But, if they bring their friends with them next time. And he was like, yeah, I know, it's fine. So for the last, it was 2 days ago that happened. For the last couple of days, I have been waiting for him to come out of school with a black eye or a message from school saying he's been in a fight and he's got battered or something like that. But no, nothing. Everything seems fine. I said to him yesterday, how did you get on with the lads from year 6? And he's like, it's fine. They don't come near us anymore. I'm like, oh my God, okay. It's like, are they still calling you legend? He's like, yep, that's my new nickname now. Everyone calls me legend. I'm like, oh my God, okay. So yeah, that is the story of Toby's first fight. See you next time.